I want to introduce Noel Savignac. Did I say that right?
Close enough?
You're an artist.
Yes.
And you agreed to be our guinea pig for the very first filmed interview of something that we don't even have a name for yet. But it's going to be something like the artist blank canvas or the artist's canvas. So I thought we would probably put that idea out to the membership and see if people can come up with a really cool name for what you and I are doing for the very, very first time. I have a bunch of questions that I would like to ask you. The very first one, Noel, is when did you start with art, or when did art start with you? Maybe. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. Unfortunately, as I grew up, art was not part of our family. I actually started getting interested in art when I was an undergrad, and I was looking for a course to be of interest, and I saw this abstract art class. And it turned out to be an absolutely wonderful experience. Franz Schulz from University of Chicago taught it, and he flashed on all these pictures, here's Picasso, Modigliani, and all the rest, And I go home at night, and they were fresh in my mind, and I could picture them. And when it came time for a little test, I knew it without even studying. It's just really interesting. So that was in the back of my mind. And finally, about 10, maybe 15 years ago, I really got interested in art again. And I was at the point of retiring from my consulting practice that I had. And I went ahead and decided to take some art classes. So,
did you start out in the same medium that you're still working with now?
Well, when I started out, I didn't have a medium. And I was just taking art classes, learning about shadows, and I took a sequence of 6 classes at C&M. And C&M had a wonderful series of instructors, really, really good, and it really kind of launched my interest and career in art.
You mentioned Picasso as one of the people I studied at the very first. Picasso's art often reflected what was going on in the culture or the society around him. Do you have any message that you're conveying with?
The message that I like to convey is the beauty that I'm seeing, the rock structure, the waterfall, the old truck in the field. And I really get involved with observing that specific scene that I'm looking at.
Where here do you like to paint? Do you prefer to paint in the studio, outside, in plein air? Tell us about that.
I really enjoy plein air painting, and plein air means out in the environment. We've been going out about once a week for almost a year, and pick a specific spot, set up our easels and our paint and this type of thing, and do a basic first draft of a painting. And then I take it back to the studio here and work on it. I can change location of a tree or the size of a rock or anything else I want, and perfect it to the point where I'm happy at the end with the picture.
Do you ever get tired of what you can see in New Mexico?
I haven't so far.
What is it that...
There's wonderful things to see.
Tell us about some of those things.
For example, if you drive from Albuquerque up to Farmington, which is in the northwestern part of the state, you go through an area where it's like the bottom of a sea, and you see these high mesas on each side, and the rock is crumbling down from the sides of them, and there are different colors, red and sort of gray and white, and whenever you drive through, depending on how the sun is shining, you see these wonderful shadows, and it's just a wonderful landscape.
Is it a welcoming place for artists?
Oh yeah.
Why do you say that?
A lot of people come here. Of course, Georgia O'Keeffe has made New Mexico very famous with all of her fantastic work. Albuquerque there's a lot of interest in art. I mean, a lot of people are artists and enjoying, and a lot of them are just having fun with it.
Do you happen to have anything close by us which you've finished most recently, or that you're still working through? Tell us about that one, and don't forget to tell us how come the sky is dark at the top and light in the saddle of the mountains.
I succeeded.
I can see that.
This is San Lorenzo Canyon. San Lorenzo Canyon is just north of Socorro. Socorro is south of Albuquerque. It takes about maybe an hour and 15 minutes to drive there. This is one of the rock structures that was there, and this was a pool of rainwater at the base of the rock structure.
Wow.
And so that's what I painted, and it was really neat. And this picture is one that I've currently submitted to one of the art shows, and so. That
was one of the questions I had for you is, could you show us something that you're in the process of submitting, and this is one of them?
This is one of them. And Rebecca asked about the sky. Well, one of the things you do when you paint skies to make them look somewhat realistic is the fact that down at the bottom of the sky it's lighter in color than way at the very, very top of the sky. And this is the way you actually see it, but if you don't look for it, sometimes you'll kind of miss it. But those are some of the things you learn. And you learn them through classes or workshops or from other artists. And art is one of these things that you never stop learning. And that's one of the exciting things about it, is the fact that there's always so much more to know. And it's sort of, you question, say, how can I make the sky be more realistic? Or what I've been doing lately is I've been going away from pure, more a realistic type of picture like this one to a little bit more abstract type pictures.
Are these some that show your move toward abstraction?
Yes.
So I'm going to hand them both to you.
I wanted to try a little bit different form of art. This is one of the attempts. This one was done just purely out of my imagination. I had no structure to begin with. I just took a blank canvas and started putting paint on it. And I started putting on different shapes, and I just let my mind go whichever way I wanted. If I didn't like something, I painted over it. If I wanted to enlarge it, I did. If I wanted to put circles in one part, I did, so forth.
And yet you've created a world.
And so this is one, it was just a lot of fun to do, and it's my new direction that I'm heading in.
Obviously not abstract.
No.
But I asked Jeremy to pick out one that was one of his favorites, and this is what he handed me.
Now this is, of course, a lot more realistic, but it is abstract in the sense, look at the area around the duck. I mean, it's just,
okay.
You don't see that normally. And it's really kind of neat the way the swirls came out and it convey kind of the motion, the ducks moving, and
see, I assumed that one did see that normally if they were moving their feet really fast.
Yeah, that's really nice,
So Jeremy managed to get one that was both representational and abstract in one canvas.
And one thing that's, I think, of interest here is the fact that the simulation of maybe the feathers on the duck is done with very, very thick paint. And so that's another way to express things is with texture. And so I wanted it to kind of come forward to you and, really kind of stand out. And so that's what the texture was
And it
intended
does.
for.
I'm going to ask you a question that's going to draw upon the wisdom that you've gained from your own experience as an artist. What advice do you have for somebody just starting a relationship with the visual arts?
Don't be afraid to pursue art, and just go ahead and enjoy it and this type of thing. But I think it's important to unite at that stage in your life art with something else, something that you can earn a living with.
A day job.
A day job, and then to go ahead and do their art. Then they're happy doing their art. They're not worried about trying to feed a family or put gas in the car and this type of thing. Those are distractions from the art.
And I think it's just so important that you've sort of dispelled the idea that you have to be starving in a garret somewhere to have worthwhile art or to have a worthwhile relationship with art.
Then why starve? Go ahead and openly realize that making art for its art's sake and being the only source of revenue is just very, 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 very difficult. So just accept the fact and say, okay, I'm going to unite it with something else. Maybe you want to go to law school. Well, there's nothing. Becca does that, did that. And she's a very, very fine artist. You should see what she does with stained glass. It's absolutely incredible.
Thank you.
And I don't think you're starving, are you, Becca?
Not today.
Not today. Me.
I just want to say thank you for spending a lovely afternoon with Jeremy and Lisi and me and with the people who may be watching this later. Anything that you would like to tell us as part of your farewell for the afternoon?
If you like art and you kind of enjoy it, pursue it. Try it. What the heck? I mean, that first class that I took from Franz Schultz, man, it opened up my eyes. It was fantastic. And look what's happened as a result of it. So.
Yeah, you can fall in love.
That's right.
Absolutely. Thank you, Noel.
Sure. Okay. Thanks. Glad we were able to share some of the ideas and have fun.